friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Chloe and this is my houseplant channel. Today, as you can see, we have a super interesting package that is actually from Indonesia. It is my first import order ever, so I'm really curious to see how these come out. These have been in the mail since September 10th and it's now the 17th, so it's been a week since these have been in the mail, which is honestly pretty quick. Let's get right into it. These are actually sent to me by an Indonesian company called Chlorosoil. Exchange for review because they're pretty new, and because I've never imported before, I'm like super nervous but excited to see what is in here. Obviously you can see it came in kind of like a small-ish package, and there's supposed to be, I think, 5 or 6 plants in here, so we'll see. I tried to order a couple different kinds so we could really get a good idea of what condition everything will be in from traveling that far. I actually, let's see, when I was first in contact with them, I had to wait like 4 to 6 weeks for the plants to be cleared by like their customs and the inspection team to get the phyto certification all worked out. I guess there's a ton that goes into it that I did not know about, but they were super communicative with me, which I always appreciate, because there are some companies that you'll order from them and they'll just not talk to you at all until you get your plants, which is a little concerning. And they also have free shipping, which is really cool because a lot of other companies I've seen will tell you that, you know, it's free shipping if you order a couple $100s worth of plants, which I will probably never ever do. So I was really interested that they paid for shipping and everything. So this is the phytosanitary stuff from the Indonesian Agricultural Quarantine Agency, which is nice. It's just stapled right, or it's just attached right on top. Let's see, how the heck do I even open this? I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it's packaged so nice, but I've never opened something with a box so secure. So even though I know I said that shipping is free, they pay for shipping, there is a tax that I hadn't heard of, but I guess it's pretty new ever since COVID, because I guess they quarantine the plants or something like that. Basically, it's an extra $25 once the plant gets into your state, and then you have to pay on the DHL website in order to get the plant sent, which is fine. I was like kind of weirded about that at first because I was like, oh, I haven't heard of this before. But then I talked to a couple of my friends that import a ton, and it didn't seem that weird to them. So I just ended up paying that, and I mean, opposed to paying like $125 for shipping and just paying the $25, I don't think that's too bad. Okay, so we got it opened up. Here is what is inside. So nice, looks like it's pretty secure. There we go. All right, okay. Let's see, this is the first one. I'm actually gonna wait to show you these. I'm gonna take them all out first. So this is the first one. So we got, ooh, okay, here's the second one. Oh my gosh, this one is huge. Let me try to keep all of the polyfill in here. Kind of small, I'm interested to see what that turns out to be. And another one, okay. So we got 5 plants in total. I'm gonna move the box off. Let's see if I got my scissors over here. Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. We'll start with kind of the smaller ones maybe. So this first one, it says, I'm glad that they labeled them all and like have my name on it. That's so cute. So this one's gonna be a Syngonium Elbow, which I'm kind of excited about. I already have, let's see, 3 of them now. But when I saw this one, I was like, you know, who doesn't need a 4th? So opening it up, they have it wrapped in tissue paper on top. Oof, okay, sad reality of importing. I'm gonna unwrap the roots at the end so we can see, because as long as the stem and the roots are good, then it doesn't matter if the leaves are lost. It was pretty hot and they were in transit for a long time, so. All right, which one should we open up next? I guess we'll do this one. This is one of the ones I was most excited about. It's a Philodendron melanocrysum. It's supposed to have pretty good sized leaves. So I'm really hoping that this is one of the ones that doesn't turn out like that Syngonium Elbow. Let's see. All right, same thing. Okay, it's looking promising. Ready? Nice. Okay, so we got a little tiny bit of yellowing going on there. Nothing like unexpected because it is the bottom leaf, but oh my gosh. These are so nice size. I've been wanting a nice size melanochrysum for so long. It does look like this is a mid cut, so it might not produce these big leaves for me next, which is a little disappointing. That just means they propagated it. And I think it has like the tiniest little leaf popping out right there, which is a little disappointing, but still big, beautiful leaves. Hopefully this means that it'll reach these mature leaves sooner rather than later, because it's already starting with such good sized leaves. So I'm gonna set that down, and let me check to see if I can see any pests just right off the bat. Supposedly they try really hard to get all the pests gone. I mean, that's one of the requirements when getting the phytosanitary, but you never know what's gonna slip through the cracks. So far, so good for that one. We'll see about that guy. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see, let's go with an alocasia next. So this is gonna be an Alocasia cuprea, which is a plant I've wanted for a really long time, and they've just been too expensive for me to ever want. So when I saw this on the list of options of plants they sold, I was like, let me see how an Alocasia ships. I've heard that they're not super great shippers, but as long as the bulb is intact, then it doesn't really matter. They'll grow new leaves. Ooh, okay. So this one is looking disgusting. Look at that. Ew. My husband's behind the camera and his face is the exact same as mine. That is so gross. You can see how like black and almost moldy it looks. And I feel like it has some sort of pest on it. It's got like little white fuzzies on it that I can't tell what they are. Gross. The like stems still look pretty good though. So the corm is probably still intact. I'm gonna keep this little tissue paper it was on and set it over to this side, because that one's looking highly suspect. Let's move on to an anthurium now. Okay, this one is gonna be an anthurium crystallinum, which I already have I think one or two of, but this one was gonna supposedly be a pretty nice size based on what I saw on their website. So I'm really hoping that it is, and it's like the melanochrysum, which survived well, and not like the other two. Let us see. Okay, guys, looking really promising so far. I'm gonna show you before I even show myself. Ooh, I'm pretty excited. Okay, let me move these down. All right. Oh my gosh, this is such a good size. Oh, I'm so glad. I was hoping that an anthurium would ship really well, because I mean, I've ordered an anthurium from I think Sweden before, my Chlorosoil, and that one arrived super well. You can see there's a little new leaf casualty, but that's not something that I didn't expect. Usually if an anthurium shipped with a new leaf anyway, it usually is stunted, so not too bad. And these leaves, let's see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves. Usually anthurium roots are pretty tuberous, so I'm excited to see what the root situation looks like in there. All right, last but not least, we have this Philodendron Dark Lord. If it shipped anything like the melanochrysum, I have a good feeling about this one. Let's see. Okay, that is pretty dang good. Look how big those leaves are, and there's so many of them. Look how massive those leaves are. And then there's a new leaf coming out, right? Let's see. Right here. That's just so dark. I've never been a huge fan of the Dark Lord, but when I saw it as an option, I was like, hey, if there's any time for me to get one, I feel like now is the time. You can kind of see some like white spots from water damage or whatever, but that leaf shape is so nice. And look at the back of those leaves. That is stunning. Okay. Let's check the roots out of these guys. So they wrapped it in like saran wrap, and it looks like probably some moist tissue paper. I'm hoping they're pretty good. Well, this one's got a thick stem. Oh my goodness. And the roots are looking nice. Even if it has a little root rot, I won't even be sad because most of the roots are so good. The roots were even growing in the tissue paper. That's new root growth right there. Look how nice these roots are. I'm probably just gonna like either pop that up or stick it in some water maybe. We'll see. Let's look at this. We'll do all the nice ones first. Okay, so we can see what we got going on here. We'll do this crystallinum next. Oh yeah, I can already see a peek of those healthy white roots. Perfect. Okay, not super established by any means, but those are all healthy. Love that for this guy. Let's go with the Philodendron melanochrysum next. Okay, I see some little roots popping already and they look really good. So let's see when I reveal all of them what they look like. All right, not bad. Again, not super established by any means, but we got some nice little roots on the bottom there. All right, next, let's move on to this sad Syngonium right here, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping to send this one to a friend. I did buy like a third one to send to a friend, but then when I remembered that I had ordered this, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just send this one. Probably will not do that. All right, we're almost there. This tissue paper, I don't want to just rip through it, and then if the roots are good, just rip off the roots. All right, at least we got some good roots. They wrapped them up pretty tight there. You can see they're good. Let's see. Got a couple dried ones there. Ah, the stem on the bottom looks pretty good. So we got a couple dried roots for sure. You can see where all those like rough looking roots are, but these are all pretty nice and healthy. Now it's time for the nasty guy. I'm just gonna cut these leaves off because I don't even want to know what they have. What we're left with is just the ends of the petioles and hopefully some roots and an intact bulb. They were packaged pretty well, honestly, so I don't think it was like a packing error that they just got so gross. It might have just been a combination of the heat and kind of sitting in their warehouses for the last like 7 days. It all just kind of paper maches into one, there we go, one never-ending tissue paper. Cute. Okay, so we do have a tiny root system. It's got little white roots, which is nice. They're pretty tuberous, which I don't have any alocasia at the moment, so I wasn't really expecting. But again, I've been wanting a cupria for so dang long that when I saw this as an option, I was like, hey, let's try out an alocasia again. And it looks like there's some new roots growing out. So this is gonna be a good one. All right, I'm not too sad about that. Leaves, disgusting, gonna have to start over, but I feel like alocasia pop out leaves pretty quick, so. All right, I'm gonna get these guys in the water and give you a little bit more information about the import company that I imported with. All right, plant friends, you might notice that I'm wearing something totally different. It's actually been 2 weeks since I last filmed and unboxed these plants. You might notice a couple are missing out of this lineup, and I just want to give you guys an update on how the plants are doing about 2 weeks after unboxing them from Indonesia from Chlorosoil. So let's start with my favorite plant that we have. This is the Anthurium crystallinum. It's still doing beautifully. The newest leaf was gone and it lost most of its roots because I left these in water with a couple drops of Super Thrive in each of them, and if you add too much Super Thrive to your water, it gets really like grimy really fast, and I kind of neglected these plants, so the Alocasia cupria just got like so smelly. The bulb was totally fine and the roots looked fine, but oh my gosh, it just smelled so bad after a couple weeks that I just threw it away. Not the fault of Chlorosoil or anything, my fault for sure, but when I cannot do bad smells, so when I smelled it, I was just like into the trash. So I actually potted these up yesterday. This one I potted in Lechuza Pond because it's one that I really want to grow for myself. None of my Anthurium crystallinums are anywhere near this size, and just look at this newest leaf. So pretty. I don't think you can see any of the roots from the outside of the pot. I should have taken a video of them last night, but it has about 3 new roots that grew in water. All the other ones kind of like fell away, but because it has 3 healthy new white roots, I just cut all the other ones off and decided to start fresh, but you can see it's still like super happy. So I'm very, very pleased with this. I potted the other two plants I still have in leca. The other one, so I already talked about the Alocasia cuprea. So the other one was the humongous Philodendron Dark Lord. It was huge. It was so big. I ended up giving it to another plant friend. That was just so big I gave it away. I assume it's still doing well. I had it in water as well and the roots looked really great. So next, let's take a look at this Philodendron melanochrysum. You can see this leaf was the same amount of yellow it was like 2 weeks ago. So I think it's gonna stick around for a while. And this leaf looks absolutely perfect. You can kind of see the roots on the outside of the pot here. I did just recently pot these up in leca, and it's still doing great. I'll take closer videos and stuff, but really, really happy with this. 2 weeks out, I think it's gonna be really great. Lastly, let's take a look at this Syngonium Elbow variegata. These two newest leaves, oh my goodness, they are looking very variegated, and you can see the roots on the outside of this pot as well, all the way around. This had an extensive root system, super established, so I'm really happy about that. Again, this one is another one that lost all of its leaves when I got it, and as you can see, it has 2 growth points still. Roots look amazing. And I've had these change from being super variegated to more balanced very easily, so I'm not worried by this really variegated new growth. I think it'll be totally fine. I'm very, very pleased overall, and I would totally recommend this company. As a first import order, I am incredibly pleased. I think the communication was amazing, and their plants came really great, or like as to be expected. Of course, like before importing, I watched a lot of videos of other people importing plants, just so I kind of knew already what was to be expected when plants import from overseas in Indonesia, and usually that means little roots, probably leaf damage, and hopefully not pests, but I did spray these off all in the shower. I have a pressure sprayer, so I sprayed those off. And it actually got a lot of the water damage that used to be on the leaves off as well, or the hard water damage, I should say. And then I sprayed it with Captain Jack's just in case there was anything there that I don't want to introduce to my collection, and they're all looking really, really good. So incredibly pleased. For the next couple weeks, if you order plants through Chlorosoil, I will link them in my description below. Using code ChloroXChloe, that's CHLOROXCHLOE, you will get 5% off of your order with them. They are honestly really amazing. So thank you so much, Chlorosoil, for sending me these plants. I'm so happy to have them in my collection, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!